The public credits? The public credits are no good out here. I need something more real. I'm a Toydarian. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Hello, and welcome to another review. Today, we are going to be looking at the old Watto's Junkyard set. Now, I do need to preface that this set is incomplete. I do not have all of the pieces for it. I just picked it up yesterday, and so these are the parts of the set that I have. I've got most of it, but as you can see here, we've got this green pod racer here with these really big engine pieces, and back at this point, Lego was not really using stickers. Every now and then there would be a sticker in some set, but these are big prints. Everything in this set is a print, which is super nice, because yeah, those look great. They've also got some prints here on the side, or on these little like side pods, and it's really interesting because for the time, I think this was a really good set. However, looking at it now, and like we can see another really detailed print there on that 2x4 slope piece, and then up front we've got that gray 1x4 print that's also used on the Vulture droid, and I believe the Nubian little water vehicle. I'm blanking on what that's called right now. But this is a really good looking set for the time. However, now, not so much. It's something that I would like to see Lego try and remake, because I think it would be really nice to have pod racers that aren't Anakins and Sebulbas, and even Sebulbas we've only had twice, I believe. We haven't had that many. Anakin's pod racer we've got, I believe, 3 times. But it's just they're sets that I wish Lego would make more of. Because especially when you look at the movie models of these two pod racers, they're a lot better looking than obviously these Lego versions are, because these were very primitive builds, and in the actual set, you could take apart Watto's Junkyard to build the second little construction here that kept the pod racer together, so you could have both pod racers put together at the same time. I don't have those pieces. Unfortunately, this is all that I bought. So if we go ahead and we pick this up, the nice thing about this is that it's the same build that would have been used on either one of these pod racers. So we can go ahead and just pop the engines off. They just use some of these Technic pins there. And so if we do that, then we can get the tubes out of these clips on the back end, just like that. And then we can pull that pod racer off, and we'll go ahead and put the other pod racer on. And there we go. Now we've got the other pod racer all assembled. And this one is Aldar Beto's pod racer. And he was a figure that actually came in this set. I do not have his piece, because he was an interesting one where he was a single piece, much like this Sebulba that we have here. Let's take a closer look at that guy. So, taking a look here at this Sebulba minifig. Now, Sebulba didn't come in this set, and I had him before. I didn't buy him with this set, but I don't have the Aldar Beto figure or piece that did come with this set. So taking a look here at Sebulba, you might notice that he is all one piece, and he's just got those stud connections, or the anti-studs, there at the bottom of his legs, and then up front he has just enough of a little grasp to hold on to a bar element, like that. It's not too secure. However, I think it may be just light enough that I think if you left something clipped in there for a long time, I don't think that that little spot would end up cracking. I think it might just be that loose of a connection that the pressure wouldn't be on that, and so it would never crack. But I don't know. That's not really something that I want to test out too badly. But these were just really interesting figures, because of the fact that they were such unique and specialized molds, and they could never be used before, or again, really. They make for really neat sort of statue pieces, if you've got them. And so if we put Sebulba off to the side, we can go ahead and take a look at our other figure here, which is Watto. So taking a look at the original Watto figure here, he's really neat. He's done in this medium blue color, which for a long time he was like the source of medium blue. It's a really neat color that LEGO has used a lot more recently. But if we go ahead and take a look here at the newer Watto, we can see the newer Watto is done in a sand blue, which I think is much more film accurate than the medium blue of the original. Both of them are really cool. Now, the original Watto here does not have any sort of printing, which obviously makes him look a little weird. He's still got all of the... and it's weird because they left this part smooth right there, as if they were going to print on it, but then decided not to, or didn't have the capability at the time. But they molded his little pouches and stuff, and you can see on the newer figure, they've got his little vest and his pouches and his stomach are all printed. And then if we go ahead and we flip them around like that, if we go ahead and put their arms down a little bit, the original Watto was a little bit more of a chunkier boy than the new Watto. But I mean, the really interesting thing about classic Lego Star Wars is that even though a lot of these characters like the Gamorrean Guard or Chewbacca or Watto didn't have printing of any sort, although Chewbacca did have printing on his bandolier, but they were very detailed in the mold. So much that, like, the ear there, they got right, and they continued that on the newer Watto. The eyes on the original are molded in there, along with the mouth. Whereas the newer mold, the mouth is still molded, but the eyes are just sort of bulges that are printed on, which is probably more accurate. It probably would be very hard to print an eye onto the molded eye there. But if we go ahead and we turn them to the back, then you can see that even the wingspan on the original Watto is farther apart than the newer Watto. And oddly enough, this Watto mold has a little bar piece here at the bottom, which I'm not entirely sure why that's there. Because if we go ahead and we take this, and then we can go ahead and show that indeed a figure hand can hold it. So in theory, I guess if you had Anakin, for whatever reason, he could hold on to Watto as they're flying somewhere. Not really sure why they included that, but it's such an odd thing. But I was really lucky in that I found this set just with Watto and the two pod racers. Watto also comes with his little pad, if I can get that set up. But I got very lucky in that I was able to pick all of this up for just $100. Again, really good deal, because that's, that's what this set surprisingly goes for without Watto. Now, without Aldarbedo and without Watto, so with none of the figures, I don't know what it goes for. I imagine it would be considerably less. But I know on Bricklink with Aldarbedo, but not with Watto, it sells for $100. And I know that the Watto figure himself, he sells for $100. So I think that I got a really good deal here. The set, again, I think it was great back in the day. However, nowadays, if Lego came out with a set exactly like this, I'd be really disappointed. I think Lego made the smart decision a few years back when they made newer pod racers and chose not to use the tan bricks to build that connection between the pod and the engines. I also think Lego made a smart decision when they decided not to use these trans neon orange pieces as the connection anymore, because I think the lightning pieces definitely look a lot better. And yeah, I don't know. As a display piece, I don't know that I'm actually going to display this one. Like, I think I'll put it on a shelf, sure, but I don't think I'm going to really dedicate much space for it. I think it's going to probably end up on one of my cram it shelves. Because, I mean, it's so blocky and, and like, I get that can be nostalgic for sure. But I don't know, it's not great, and especially Aldar Beto's pod racer that's supposed to be the the main build of the set. It's not very impressive. Because as you can see, it's got these little flaps on the top that can open and close, and they're in there with a box piece, so you could store things in there if you wanted. I don't know why you really would. This whole section here is just empty. There's nothing in there, which is disappointing. And then on the side here, you've got this little flap that can open and close. And inside there, again, nothing. Just a big empty space that goes pretty far back. But I mean, nothing to secure it even, because these doors don't even secure it. And it's kind of disappointing, frankly. And so, yeah, I think back in the day, this would have been a great set. If you're looking to collect, I mean, obviously this is a big old piece to collect. But I don't know. It's not super great or anything. And so, yeah, I don't know if I would recommend picking it up. And even the figures, I mean, they're nostalgic for sure. Like, I'm a collector, so I like adding them to my collection. But, I mean, they're not great or anything. I think you're getting a better deal there with the new Watto. And I think it's really weird, because they would end up introducing short legs, I think a year or two after this, with the Lego Harry Potter line, because Dobby came in those sets, and Lego decided that no, he was definitely too short of a character to give regular legs to. But as you can see with our regular figure over here, and then the old Watto and the new Watto, how their sizes compare. It's really interesting, especially because the original set does include a little clear 2x1 brick to put Watto on as if he's flying, so you can see Watto while flying towers over any figure, which is really interesting because in the film, when Watto flies, he is meant to be basically eye level with any of the characters. It's an interesting set. I don't have that much more to say on it. I like a lot of the prints. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. Hope you guys liked the video. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.